So today, I decided that, you know, I don't really want to play as a great power at all, or anybody. I just want the game to choose what I want to play. So I'm going to hit this button 3 times and play whatever nation it gives me. So let's start. 1, 2, 3. So this isn't great. I guess we're gonna have to see how it goes, but so we start off with probably the worst GDP in the game, if I'm willing to guess. The worst GDP per capita, I guess. Our literacy is, I don't know, it's probably average around this area. We're pretty good on standard of living compared to, where we are. Our population is miserable. This is gonna be pretty hard. So I think my starting off strategy here is going to be joining another person's market. It's probably gonna be the Qing because of I've noticed a glitch where after the British stop making money, they'll delete all their ports and will be disconnected from their market, and that'll basically bankrupt us. Well, since we're right by the Qing, there's no chance of them doing that to us. So I think what we're gonna try to do is improve with the British for now and see if we can join their market. Yeah, this is not good. We have no army. So I think for now, what I'm gonna do is just build a few of, I don't know, meat and tea stuff. We can build opium, that's pretty good. I think I might just build opium instead, honestly. That's about all our population can take anyways, since we have so, few people living here. Alright, so I've just doubled our army from 1 to 3 battalions. I think that should be enough to defeat Bhutan. Just in case though, what I think I'm gonna do is wait until I research line infantry and switch to this and then take them out, because if they have over double our population, I don't know how we're gonna do in Nepal though, because their army is massive compared to ours. Yeah, see, it's 15 to me, and Bhutan's army is 2 and 3, so I guess we're gonna have to see when it comes to it, I guess. So there's this war between the Ottomans and Russia going on right now, and I saw this happening where the East India Company was being occupied, and apparently one of the war goals for them is independence. So if they get this is great, even though it looks like it won't be great because they're massive compared to us, but it's a lot better than having Great Britain get involved too. So I'm hoping that they end up being able to break free, even though they're being occupied a little bit down here. So I've just noticed something. Apparently we're isolationist, which means that even if we wanted to join the Qing or the British market, we couldn't. So I'm gonna have to get rid of this first before we even do anything. Our laws here are absolutely terrible. Alright, so since we're isolationists, we can't actually import small arms. So it looks like the plan of using line infantry is not gonna happen. But I've made our army have 4 battalions against their 2. And I think that's gonna be more than enough to deal with them, honestly. So I'm gonna actually get that ready right now. Wow, so they actually backed down to us. I'm actually surprised they did it. I thought they wouldn't. But now we've more than doubled our land, and it's only been 3 years into the game, so this is good. Oh, and it looks like the East India Company actually got free, which is great. Hopefully this means that like Britain will actually stay out of India, because I know that France is probably gonna set this as a declared interest. So yeah, this is super good for us. Honestly, if you play as a Sakim, I wouldn't bet on this ever happening, because usually they never get free. So I've just built our first manufactory, this furniture manufactory. Since when we conquered Bhutan, we actually were able to build logging camps. I think what I'm going to build next is a tooling workshop. Um, so we can actually start building up our economy a little bit more than just, you know, agriculture and resources like that. I think this is going to work, honestly. As long as we get rid of isolationism and we're able to import guns, I think Nepal is going to be a cakewalk. So, I don't know what's going on in the world right now, but it looks like Russia just took like a huge portion of Persia, and they even took a treaty port from them. It looks like their infamy's died down though, but still, like this is a huge amount of stuff to take, and they took this from the Ottomans too. So, huh? So I just put the petite bourgeoisie in office, and it looks like we can actually switch from closed borders to migration controls, which is a lot better for us because we have no population here. Like, I have no peasants. I can't really expand my economy anymore. So this is definitely the best choice to do right now. So this is definitely a first for me. I don't think I've ever seen anybody actually land in the US. And it's they're trying to I think it's they're trying to do nothing. It was a revolutionary war that they joined. Oh, it looks like they surrendered, but still. So it looks like we're finally actually going to be able to switch our trade policy from isolationism. I can only hope that this works. Honestly, I haven't used free trade in a game yet. We don't right now we don't even have any income on imports or exports since we're isolationists. So I think I'm gonna give this a shot. We're gonna need a lot of goods too. So I don't see why we wouldn't do this. Nobody's gonna be radical from it, so I think it's worth a shot trying to get free trade. So, looking at the US, they're in their usual war against Mexico, but it looks like they want a lot more than usual. They're gonna conquer this. They're gonna conquer Veracruz. I think it's there. They're going crazy. They're gonna take all their cores over here, and they're gonna take a few from Mexico too. So, I think this is gonna work out for them too. Who's in the war? They have Canada on their side, and Mexico has Russia, but I'm not sure how much Russia's actually helping them. It looks like they're actually being sieged by Canada and Alaska. So, okay, so free trade just passed. This is amazing for us. This basically means that we can actually declare war on Nepal now, since we can actually like import goods instead of just building our own stuff. So I'm actually gonna start importing, where are they? Small arms. I don't really care how unproductive it is. We need the guns. So I'm gonna put them for both of them. And I'm also gonna end up importing artillery too, so yeah, now it's only a matter of time before Nepal gets completely destroyed by us. Alright, I think it's time to actually declare on Nepal. So I'm gonna go for it right now. Oh, look at that. They actually backed down to us. So now we have... I think this is the entire Himalayan state right here. And sure, we have a ton of rebels now. Look at that huge spike. But yeah, this should be good now. This is not good though. Looks like they're going to declare on us to make us isolationist again, which is actually terrible. I'm hoping that I can get China involved in this, hopefully. And these India company doesn't have an interest in, I don't even know what this area is called. Western China, I guess. So it's not like they can even help us. So I'm just gonna have to hope for the Qing to join us in this. Honestly, I think we're actually gonna fight this. If it even goes through, it looks like it's not gonna go through. The radicals are going down a lot. If it does go through, it's only the Oh, I think it's only gonna be the Nepal state that we just conquered. So I think it's gonna be okay either way. Yeah, this is this is kind of scary, but I think it's gonna be okay. I might as well stop this because it's only making them more angry. So I'm just gonna give it up. Yeah, I'm gonna give this up. Yeah, so obviously that wasn't the best decision. So I'm actually gonna not do that, and hopefully no rebels spawn out of my country because there's no way I can deal with that. It says only 5 um battalions will rise up, but if it was actually like 40 something, which is more than the people. Oh, never mind. I actually have a ton of people now from conquering Nepal. I think this is gonna just slowly tick down, hopefully. There's not much I can really do at this point besides hope that it does. I can take some of these things off, too. I think I'm gonna take that off for now. Just so, these people are less mad at me. Alright, thankfully that revolution died. I think we're safe now. All we gotta do is put them back in power, hopefully. Yeah, yeah, they're all done. So at this point, I'm not sure there's any more conquering left for me to do. Um, they are super strong. The East India Company is super strong. They have like, their GDP is basically, skyrocketed since the beginning of the game. There's no way I'm gonna be able to beat all these battalions. Qing, I mean, I can't even fight them. Only if like Tibet gets free, and that like never happens in games, at least for me. I An idea that I might have is declaring on the East India Company and hoping that I don't know Qing will actually join. But that's risky because they won't even be able to go through Tibet. So I'm just gonna be alone fighting against the sixth great power and the third biggest economy all by myself. So I'm not sure if that's a great idea or not. So the next law I'm gonna pass is appointed bureaucrats, because the landowners are like terrible, honestly. Unless you're like playing like a super conservative, game or something. All they do is really hold you back from what you're trying to do. So I'd much rather, have them, the intelligentsia, have political strength over the landowners any day. So I think that this is the best idea going forward for this country. So I actually think it's time to build my first construction center. We can't afford it, of course, but it's gonna speed up our construction, which we really need. We've been basically like snail pacing it the whole game with only 5. So I think it's definitely time. It's been like 25-ish years, so, or 20 years, I mean. Alright, so this is good. Means less power for the landowners. Unfortunately, since I enacted landed voting, I can't actually get the landowners out of power yet, since, the block of the monks and the landowners is so high. But I think eventually, over time, as we slowly, like, give the landowners less power, it's gonna actually work out for us. So, and now we can actually enact agrarianism too, finally. So I think we're gonna do that right now. That was quick. So I've been thinking about the end goal actually for this campaign. And I'm thinking about making the end goal when I reach 5 million GDP. Because we started off like miserably low. I think it was like 240k that we started off with. So I think 5 million will definitely show that, even though we were in like the worst position possible, you can still do something with it. Yeah, I think that's definitely a good idea for the end of this. So looking back on America, it looks like they actually somehow lost or white peace that war, and they're back at it again. But this time I think they're gonna lose also, because they're against Austria and Great Britain, and the only person on their side is Mosquito. So I'm not really sure if they're actually gonna win this. I mean, even their GDP isn't that good either, so I'm not really too sure. It looks like America's actually gonna win this war. It's been like, I don't know, a year or two since I last looked at it. Huh. Oh, it looks like Austria and Great Britain actually surrendered. See, look at that. They just gave up for no reason, man. Even though they were gonna win, they just gave up. I guess that's what happened. I guess that's what happened last time. Oh, it looks like Russia's made Tunis a puppet or a dominion. Yeah, puppet. Huh. My country's doing alright. You know, this just was built. All I'm doing basically is building up manufactories, making my economy better. Literacy's gone up quite a bit. It's the 34th worldwide. And I think we were like I think we were like 21% less, or when we started, I mean. The center of living, we're the 34th in that too, so we're doing pretty good, honestly. Yeah, this was actually a pretty fun campaign to do. I would actually recommend playing Sakim if you want to. Have like a struggle start. Sikkim, I mean not Sikkim. Bhutan's pretty easy to take out at the beginning. The problem's with Nepal. And if you really want to expand even more, that's gonna be like a huge struggle or maybe even impossible to do. All right, and here we go. So we have the 36th largest GDP in the world. GDP per capita, we have the 22nd, which, if you remember at the beginning, we were like at the very, very bottom of both of these. Our literacy is really good. We're the 22nd worldwide. So is our standard of living. It's pretty good also. Our population is massive compared to what it was at the beginning. All this basically came from Nepal when we conquered Nepal. Our rebels, don't worry about those. Our loyalists, we could have a little bit more loyalists. Our nation itself, I feel like this is probably as good as it can get playing as Sikkim. You know, I'm not sure if the East India Company has open borders or not. Because of, I don't think we've gained any, like, actual immigrants. Yeah, it looks like we're not gaining any immigrants. Even though we have migration controls, it looks like we're still not gaining any immigrants. That kind of sucks if you want to play this long term. Because of, the regular population growth is, like, not very, you know, big at all when you're a nation this small. It was pretty fun though, actually playing this nation. So yeah, if you guys want me to like do something like this again, where I randomly pick out of 3, I'm not gonna, if I land on the same nation again, I'm not gonna pick it, of course, because I don't want to, you know, play the same nation 3-4 times. If you have any other ideas of things I can do in Victoria 3, just let me know. So yeah, I'll see you guys later.